Are you guys somewhat familiar with Canva?
Not at all.
Not at all. Okay. Have you heard of it?
No.
No. Okay.
I try,
All right.
Mary.
You try. Yeah, Josephine.
Yes,
Yeah.
used it in the
So,
past.
okay, good, good.
But
So
but
I,
I'm not a talented person with it. I just boggled with it, years back and kind of let
mhm,
it be over the last few years. Life gets in the way and gets busy, so can only do so
right.
much.
You could only do so much. And so this is going to be a good starter class. It is still going to be a lot if you've not been on Canva, but I'm just going to show you a step by step of things that you can do. And then, like Mark and I spoke about, I don't know if you guys heard, maybe I might do a little more advanced. And I'm not like super advanced, but I'm on it. And I've used it for a long time and I love it. I actually really, really like it. And I have the pro version, but I'll show you what some of the things that you can do. Back then, when they first started with Canva, there was so much more free. There's so much more templates that were free. There was a lot of things that you can do. Now they've really made basic, like maybe out of all the templates, maybe like five, six are free, and the rest, like real something that's like really nice that you want to use, are pro versions. I pay $120 a year, and I use it all the time. I use it for my office meetings. When I'm doing trainings on Mastermind, I use the Canva presentation. That's what I use. And it's just really helps me do presentations better. I do flyers for agents. I help them. And we're just going to really go over the basics. So the key is after you listen to the mastermind or the training to really go back and try it a couple of times. You're gonna have to mess up. I mean, anytime I had downtime, I was on it and just try to figure out, okay, how do I do this? What do I do? And you can call me anytime if you need to. Okay, so I'm just going to share. So this is actually Canva, and I do all my presentations here. So we'll be sharing. So Canva is pretty user friendly if you play around with it. I know always in the beginning it's always going to be a little frustrating and tough, but they have a lot of graphic designs there. There's flyers, there's social media, there's presentations, and Mark and I we kind of talked about videos, and there's definitely things you can do that is pre-made. And I don't want you to feel like, oh, I'm stuck with this pre-made. I'm not used to this like gold, or I'm not used to this kind of pastel colors. You can change a lot of those things, and they do have now AI powered tools, and I'll briefly go over it because I myself I used a couple of times. I wasn't crazy about what it did, but maybe I probably don't know how to create it and use the AI tools in that platform that well. So maybe that's why I wasn't so crazy about it. So basically, it creates content for social media, drag and drop. There's a lot of templates that you use, a lot of stock photos that you can use. And that's really one of the reasons why I did the Pro because they have tons of actual stock videos and photos that you can use. And you can create like brand kits, basically, if you have a good team or you have some kind of brand and you want to stick with those colors and you can kind of stick with those, templates and then the text and all of those things that you can kind of create a kit so that you're always going to that. But that's also a pro version, but you can do without them. And I'll show you what you can do without the pro version um, in order for you to create certain things. Okay. All right. So I'm creating a step by step. It is you go into Canva.com. Sometimes they get it confused by Canvas. So Canva.com, and they ask you put in your email. And then they ask, and then in that email, they send you a code. Okay. And that's how you log in. They will give you like a promo if you want to go pro. You can try for 30 days. But I love the pro. So there's a lot of limiting things if you don't have the pro. But if you try free for a bit and if you like it, then go for the pro, and see if you could get that promo. All right, so so when you go in, there's so many categories that you can use. Right here at the top, you'll see like social media, video, print. They also have print services now. So if when I show you like there's a download section, they also ask you if you want to like print it out. And they give you prices for that. So there's postcards, there's website designs, their email. I do sometimes like help agents create like their email signatures. So many things you can do, but there's like a whole set of right on top. You'll see the arrow here. There's a lot of categories that you can choose. Now, when you click on something, there are subcategories as well. Like right now, for this demo, I did social media. And then within social media, they're going to show you there's different types of formats. Like Instagram posts are 4 by 5. There's a landscape Facebook, there's YouTube, there's Instagram stories, there's all different kinds of templates. So just if if it doesn't come up here, and you'll see here too, you'll see like Facebook, social media, right? And so I did Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, Pinterest, TikTok, X and YouTube. So there's a lot of subcategories there. So you can kind of search it up, and you can actually go on the search bar also to kind of type in what you wanted as well, right? So those of you guys who have Facebook business page. One of my pet peeves is like the cover page is like this long picture, like long section. And if you don't have anything, I would say like that looks horrible. So just always make sure you have like either the Remax logo or like picture of a home or something like that, or you on there. But you can use this template. You can search up like Facebook cover page, and it's a very unique, like long template. So just there's a whole bunch of templates that you can use. Okay, so right here, I just wanted to show you off to the side. Okay, these are the things. So let's say you choose a template and it comes up either blank or they'll have like there are different types of templates. So there's all these things on the left side that you can use. And I wanted to show you each section of that. So the first one on the top is going to be the template, right? So these are, and then you can, when you click on it, you'll see the different types of templates you can use. So you see this like crown, those are pro features, meaning they may let you click on it and play around with it, but sometimes the photos will have little watermark on it. It'll say like Canva, or when you try to download it, they won't let you download. So there's like different ways that they will protect themselves as far as, if it's a pro template that you can look at it and play around with it, but you may not be able to download it. But you see here, this black one here, that doesn't have any watermark of the pro, so that's a free one. So you'll see right on top it got cut off. That's probably also a free one. So you can go into the templates and just click on the free templates and play around with it. And remember what I said, like if you kind of like certain things about the template, but not everything, and you just go like, oh, I don't know if I could use all of it. But you can choose it, and there are ways to change it. Like if you don't want, like, I don't want all black, or I don't want like the color to be black and white, you can change all of that. You can actually change the color, you can change the fonts, you can change, the photo size. All of those things can be manipulated. So I don't want you to feel like, oh, I can't use any of these. Play around with it, right? There's ways to customize it. Okay, so just going down, and there are different elements. What elements they're basically any type of shapes you want to use, graphics, little GIFs, or like little moving, animation, photos, they're all in here. And when you click on them, you can choose it, or you can go right on the top and search it. So sometimes the ones that I use a lot is a frame. You see this right here. Frame is like, they'll have different shapes like this one, but you see that little cloud section, that means a photo goes in there. So whatever frame, like the shape is, if it's like a square and it has like this cloud and sky, then you can click and drag the photo on there, and the shape will stay, but inside will be the photo. Okay, so I use frame a lot. I use the circle frame a lot, and I'll show you in the demo how I use it, and then and it creates that little shape and of the circle. And I just kind of drag and click paste all the photo inside that frame. But that's what the element is. You can pick numbers, then you'll have like popping numbers. There's different things that there's lines, there's arrows. Right here, the all of these things, squares, I got that from Element. All right, text. So these are fonts. So there's different kinds of fonts. There's headings, subheadings, and there's little bitty the body text. But all of those things are just, you can click on it and they'll be big, but you can change the fonts. And I'm going to show you where you can change it. But if you want to click something really fast, let's say you started with a template, you got rid of a text that you didn't want to use because it was for a retail store, but I'm going to use it as a just listed. Then you just click on here and then you just type it up. Okay, and then you can change the font in there as well. And then when you scroll down, I couldn't fit it all, but if you scroll down, there's kind of like specialized fonts, okay, in that text section. So we were at text here, and then if you scroll down here, then they have all these special fonts that you can use. It's like, bold and, it has really different colors and shapes, something that maybe they don't have in the font library. They kind of pre-create kind of really unique fonts that you can use, and then you can change the wording. Here, so uploads is where I upload all photos, videos, documents, but a lot of it is going to be photos. So remember when I talked about how they have pro features, and let's say I wanted to use a photo, but because it was a pro feature, I couldn't use it. I'm going to either get my own photos, or maybe I'll get it something from the internet, and I can, like let's say screenshot it or download it from the internet and upload it here and use those photos instead of using their stock photos and paying pro. So there's ways to do it. For instance, like if I'm doing, when I did a presentation for Facebook, they didn't have that in Canva. They did have little logos, but I wanted the actual things. I went to Google, and I searched up, let's say, Facebook logo. And so what I did was I downloaded it and I uploaded it here in the upload files. And then I incorporated them into my pictures or my presentation. Okay. So if you have, let's say, just listed, I'm going to actually do a just listed social media thing. But let's say I have photos from my photographer. So I upload it here and then I put text in front of it. I put my photo in front of it. And so like there's a lot of things that you can do. Okay. So brand that you'll see again has that little crown thing. So it's a brand kit. So you can actually pre-upload your logo, your colors, your voice, anything like that. And again, they give you like a little trial, 30 days free you can use. But I uploaded in the upload section Remax logos. We have them in our hub, and I just uploaded and I just picked the colors. I know it's red, white, and blue, and so you don't necessarily have to have it, but I think this is, remember, Canva is also used for, businesses as well. So if they have a special, instead of looking for that same color and, you keep looking for it, if you have it in the brand kit, it is easier because it's very easily accessible. But that's why it's there. It's a pro feature. Now, we talked about magic media and AI being incorporated in there. So it is pro feature. So this is one of the tools, and it says, magic media. So I wrote create a moving, butterfly. So it did create it for me. Um, Again, I didn't go into the AI section so much. So they do create things that you want. So if you say like, oh, create me this, I've seen demos on it. I haven't really done it myself, but I did it here for demonstration. So when it did that, it did come up with photos. It wasn't moving. So I don't know if I was doing something wrong, but it does have it. So, and then I incorporated that I just clicked and it came onto my template. Now, I wouldn't leave it just like this, but I just want to show you that that was created by, Magic Media by saying I wanted, a picture of a moving butterfly. So in the pro versions, there are AI, tools that you can use. Now, off to the side, you will see like after, let's say you are done with your design, on to the right side, you can download it, you can publish it, and you can present it. Like I am presenting it here. Many times after my office meeting, I actually publish I get a public viewing link and I send it to my office and they can see the slides for those people who have not come. So it's just a link and they don't have to download or go to my, email and there's tons of, because these are like, a lot of pictures. So it's not probably good for them to have it in their email, right? But if I give them a link, it's linked to my Canva and it's a public link. Now, what else can I use this public link for? If let's say I met with somebody like a seller or a buyer, and we have those like in our bold trail, we have great buyer's guides, we have great buyer's presentation. But if you wanted to show something that you created, you can send those to the people and create a link. And that's what they mean by, the public viewing link. They give you that link and then you can just put that link on there. And then here you go. And there are ways to also present it and record yourself too. I've done it I think once or twice, but I'm not that familiar with it. But that's what you can do, and you can download it, and it comes up like this after you're done with all of your design. Now, you can also send it to, different places, like to Instagram, and to print with Canva, their own printing. And there's like a template link. And you can also, I want to tell you that you can also share it with other people who have Canva. So let's say, I created a flyer for somebody and I kind of like the template and somebody asked me, "Oh, do you have like a template?" I could actually share what I created with that person, but you have to use the same email that you created the Canva account in. So if I use my personal email when I created Canva, that person has to share it to that email that's associated with Canva. And that comes like not only on mine, and then I shared it. They send an email and say, "Oh, Mary shared your design." And then you click on it, it comes up on your Canva. One disclaimer is that if you do share designs, whoever makes changes on that design that was shared, the changes will be made on both of them. It's almost like we're now in a team. So when someone shares something with me, I always make a copy that I'm not, tampering with the original design that that person shared with me, unless they give me permission, like, "Oh yeah, you could do whatever with that template." But I always make a copy and then I kind of play around with it for me, so and customize it to me. Okay. All right. So, and that's going to be the live demo. Before I go into the live demo, do you guys have any questions? It feels a lot. So it might help that you guys can see like what I'm doing. So let's say I go home. Okay. So I'm gonna do one. So I'm gonna do social media. And then let's say I do Instagram post. And here, it comes up as blank, right? But you can see all of this right here on the left side. There's a bunch of templates that I can use, right? So let's say if I want to use this, I wouldn't use this, but if I use this, maybe this could be a bunch of photos of homes. Okay, right now it's just a retail thing. But let's say, let me see. So go into my uploads. I just wanted to show you guys that don't be so stuck on like one thing, so you can just click here.
So Mary, these are your own photos?
Yeah, so these are my own photos. But in the pro version, you see right here on the left side, if I go to photos here
Mm-hmm.
and I search up, let's say luxury homes, you can use them because Canva actually has all the permission like that.
So let's say I want
And
to download my photos. How do I do that? I have to plug it in, or I have to put them on my desktop first?
Yep. You download it somewhere and then you upload it here and then you can
Okay.
pick it up. Okay. And that could be anything. And so let's say I did all of that and I am looking for, you should have the company logo. So you see, I do a lot of things. But let's say, I want this on here. Oh, let's say I just click on this. And there's also something where you have background remover. Sometimes it does replace, you have to be careful that it does replace the other photo on there. Okay. So if I do this and let's say if I wanted to put my photo in there, in one of them, you can. Okay. Uh, but let's say I'm not crazy about that one. So I might just create a new design and I might just do this. Oh, this is one big one. Okay. And you could also copy, like say something like this, and then you see this little double mark. You could bring it down. Okay. And then I
Nice.
can, yeah. And you see this person, let's say if this is the agent. And then I use a background remover a lot. That is a pro version. And then you can see how you can make something like that, right?
Mhm.
And you can put a bunch of like text, right? So let's say, um, right? And then if it was too big, remember I said like you can customize it a lot. You
Mhm.
could something like that. Okay. So I just kind of wanted to show you maybe like a sample of what you can do. And this would be a social media post that you can download onto your phone or to your desktop and then upload it into your account, right? So, and another thing that I feel like I use a lot of many times is, let's say, you can do real estate liar. I just searched it up. So this is my templates, but if I just go here, then there's a bunch of templates that you can use right here. Okay. So you'll see like, let's say this version doesn't have the trademark that it's pro. Okay. And you can use again by going into my uploads, right? And uploading the photo that I wanted to use, right? On here, you can do that. And then do this, do that. But let's say you're not like happy with the color. So right here, you go right onto the top and you see how this is a brown. I might just
Mhm.
not want to use the brown. I want to use this. And then each thing can be customized. And you see right here, um, these are all little, elements that they put in. And if even the text, I don't want it brown. I want it like black. All of those things can change. And you can use some of this stuff and then put your information. They let you type it up like it says 123 anywhere, street, and then a fake, website. But all of those things that you can modify and use it towards whatever you want to make. And you just download it. Let's say if I'm happy with that, I told you they tried to sell you their print, but if you could just do download it, and there's, you know, um, different files. You can download it to JPEG, PNG, PDF, and they tell you this part, I guess, is for like big printing jobs. But if I just do PDF and you just download it, and then you open it up and you can print it.
Thank you very much.
Yeah. So again, the key is really just going in there and kind of playing around with it and just messing up and just saying, "Oh, why did this this photo come up this way?" or whatnot. But if you play around with it, I think that you'll get used to it and you can just download it and upload it or put it on social media or even print, flyers for your open house. There's a lot of things you can do. The next thing I think I'm going to learn is Photify. I know that that's a Remax version of kind of like Canva, and they're pre-made templates that are branded towards like Remax, so it's like easy and it's done. So that might be something that I want to do. But I've used Canva for a long time, so I kind of wanted to show you guys some of the basics that you guys can use for your business. Oh, another thing that I really would like for you guys to use and is to create for your business, which is, what I've always done for real estate agent is to create a one-page bio, right? So when you're doing that, that marketing appointment and a presentation or conversation, I always have something in my folder to give them, whether it be like a CMA and my marketing plan, which I usually get from Bold Trail. But I also would like to have one, page bio. And that really is should be your bio and and your photo. And if you have like reviews and things like that, you can create that. So I just before I know we get on. This is the template I use for bios. So if I go here to home and I go into resume and I use any of these, right, where it has the photo and I have to modify it. So if I like a certain design, so I might want to do this and I customize this template. I'm just going to put my information in here. Of course, I'm going to put Remax and information. And I might get rid of some of this stuff, but I'm just going to put like my background or my experience and then just put like a little blurb that I got from ChatGPT or Copilot about myself. And I might, copy and paste some of my Google reviews in here with like 5 stars. If I go into Element, so they have something like this. So if I go click here, and put it here and then maybe like put, you know, copy and paste my reviews on here. And so that's so having that one page bio of like the things that you've done. If you want awards, yeah, put those things on there. I think it's a good, giveaway when you leave, not just your business card and uh, have something ready and don't wait until the last minute because that's then it's very hard to do. But I would leave the listing presentation. I would leave, the CMA, and everybody does a little bit different. And I would always have that one page bio and update that every year if you've won awards or if certain things or have changed and things that you specialize in, like investment properties or, you know, um, flipping and, whatever your background may be, just to have those things ready because you just never know. Someone might say, like, yeah, come over tomorrow and you should have something ready that you can get right away and just get like a folder ready to give. So that's kind of like my one thing that I wish that all agents did have. You may not use it all the time, but it's really good to have. Okay?
Yep.
Any questions? Perfect. All right, you guys, thanks for joining us for the Tuesday
Thanks, Mary.
Mastermind. Okay, and
Thank
you
you,
can
Mary.
always reach
Thank
out
you,
when you guys
Mary.
have any questions.
Thank
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 you,
you.
you.
Mary. Have a great
Thank
All
day.
you.
righty. You too.
Bye now.
Bye bye.
Bye.
Bye.